I'm Kristin Kreuk and I'm playing Lana Lang in Smaville. I wish I could be there in Paris for the Jules Verne tribute to Smaville. I hope that you enjoy La Saison 4. Lana Lang in season 1 was very innocent, naive. She was following what other people wanted of her. She didn't know who she was or what she wanted to be, but she knew that she wanted to please people. She was a very lonely person who was used to having people be in her life for some time and then disappear, and so she expected that a lot. And throughout the first season, she came to understand that she needed to be her own woman, and that's the process that she's been going through all this time. Lana and Clark have this great connection, and they have since they started speaking with each other, and Clark's always kind of been infatuated with her, and she's always watched him from afar ever since she talked to him for that first time in the first season. They have gone through a lot together over the past 4 years and have only been in a relationship for a day. So they're mostly friends with all of this baggage and all of this history. I think Lana sees Clark as a person with strength and integrity, who is intensely honest and yet contradicts himself with that honesty. But she knows that there's something about him that is wonderful and great. And I think that he will, Clark's pretty much stayed the same from the beginning. He's just become stronger in his beliefs and isn't quite as uncertain, but he has always been a good person, and I think he always will be. And I think his ability to choose the greater good over personal benefit, I think, will become more and more apparent, and how that affects his relationship with Lana could actually be a very negative thing, but I think she will see how wonderful that truly is. Lana and Lex have what started out as a business relationship. I think that he's always, not always, but has begun to see her in a different light as she's grown older. She is, she's a good person who only wants the best, believes in the best in people, or at least has in the past. And I think through all of her experiences of people dying randomly and boyfriends trying to kill her, I think she's starting to trust people less. But she has that ability to see good in people, where Lex is always scared that people only see the bad in him. So I think that that's where he's drawn to her mostly. I think Lana also sees Lex as kind of an older brother in some ways. Right now, I still think that she's starting to see more evil in him. And I don't know where Lana's gonna go, but it depends on, there's kind of a sexual tension between them, I think, and it's I don't know how intense that is, but I think it shifts. So depending on where her story goes and depending who she becomes and who he becomes, there is, I think, a chance that they could possibly have a relationship in that way, and I don't think it would be normal, and I'm sure it would be kind of twisted and strange, but that could be interesting. At the end of season 3, she made a decision to go to Paris to follow this dream that she suddenly realized that she had and wanted to live on her own and be her own person, and came back with that, but also like being an independent woman, but also this burden of a destiny that she didn't realize she had. And she was again living her life kind of wondering what she was supposed to do, because she'd been taken over. Not that she knew that at the beginning, but I think that's where all of that came from, and her focus shifted so much, and she had a goal, and that was to figure out what was going on in her life, and that changed a lot of her relationships. Lana being possessed by Isabel this season is actually really cool for me, because I get to do something kind of fun. But I get to go out there and make a fool of myself and kind of let down all my guards, because Isabel doesn't have any guards. She's totally above everybody else. She knows what's going on. She's the most powerful person in the room, and she knows that. So it's kind of cool. And the fact is, right now, it sort of seems like you don't really know where Isabel begins and Lana ends, because of the fact that Isabel's in her, and it's in her and can possess her whenever she feels like it. So I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know what the future of Smaville is going to look like at all. I mean, we're going to go to college, some of us, and some of us aren't, and some people are going to be in Metropolis, and some people aren't. And I think that it's going to be really interesting to see where the show goes without the high school backdrop. that has been so prominent in the series, and to have young adults as opposed to teenagers, people who are actually making adult decisions in their lives. Not that they haven't been previously, because they have been, but I think it'll be interesting to find out. I have no idea what it'll look like. Smallville is successful, I think, because of so many elements. The fact that it appeals to such a wide audience, from young kids to, 65-year-old women at home. I think that you've got family elements to the show, action, romance, and just friendships that everybody can relate to. And the Superman story is kind of timeless and ageless, and that story of somebody coming of age and choosing to do good and choosing to do great things in their lives. I think that that's something that anyone can connect to.